Alright, folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. I'm Serious JG. Oh, I wouldn't have minded having a chance to save before facing this decision. I hadn't thought about it. But our plan was to fight the Meta and take their territory. I'm not sure that I see a reason to change it. I thought that maybe, like, the two possible ways we could win this thing would be to form a coalition against Tokugawa with everyone else, or to just take as much territory as possible from everyone other than Tokugawa. And I'm still thinking at this point that I want to take the Meta's territory. So we will not continue the alliance. So we have 1 month left as allies. Who is in the hostile coalition? You guys are almost wiped out, but you're in the coalition. Okay. Contribution is 0. There's still 24 months left in the coalition, so I guess I got more time than I thought I did to take out the North. I thought I was gonna have to go to war with the Meta immediately, and I don't need to do that. All right. We got a gift of supplies. Let's see what's gonna be necessary here. I will save the game because we haven't done that. Didn't do that as part of the last video, and I kind of wish I had, because I would be less nervous about the decision about whether to extend the alliance with the Meta if I remembered that we had 2 years of coalition left. So, like, for example, if I were to
we march.
No, wait, I don't want to do that. I guess what I wanted to do was yeah, so they wouldn't have actually attacked. I don't think I wasted any food there, but they would never have actually attacked. They were only going to just park here because they're not a viable target for me to launch an attack on. We may not be able... That is not an enemy base. I thought these are enemy bases. It's not adjacent to your controlled country. Not an enemy base. Okay. Alright. So yeah, we can't actually fight the Meta right now. We gotta wait for the coalition to be over. So we will definitely be going with... well, hold on. I could still decide to go for... churches instead of theaters. Depends in part on what could I possibly build up here eventually, and I could build a foundry, which doesn't really require a lot of conscripts at all. So actually, that's a pretty good place to not bother and just get a theater going. I'm so building. This place will go with the reservoir. Bloody-handed, get to work on building a reservoir. Not really sure how you ended up there. I think that was just random placement. I apologize. Still need you to build that reservoir, though. Nobunaga, Sanada. You guys are positioned there because you're going to be part of tax eventually, so don't take it as an insult that you're stationed up there. I hope.
Ask for anything you want.
At Alice's restaurant.
Thank you for your patronage. Ask for anything you want. Thank you for your patronage.
Just trying to get in the habit of buying a little bit of guns here and there. To keep people interested in the gun show. You shouldn't be the overseer anyway. You don't have the highest raw pole score. There are other people who are better than you at pole dancing. Now you should be working towards a cargoman. Just because you're adjacent to one stinking conscript zone. So you can't build anything. Okay, these other places has facilities that could be changed back. Large garden? What the hell? Normally I wouldn't be bothered, but you can build 2 tiers worth of it. It's pretty cool. I'm not bringing in the gold right now to do wow. Did someplace not develop? 'Cause I have labor left over. That's kind of unusual. You didn't develop. Oh, there's no gold left. It always feels weird to have any
Ask for anything you want.
we're really, I mean, it's close to being time for another I'm not worried about selling a little bit of rice now because we're so close to oh, there's 2 different places here. We're so close to being in a new season, but these places are almost maxed out, which is why they didn't these places on the other hand could definitely use some conscripts because they're right on the frickin' front lines. Is there a better overseer you could have? Yes, there is. That is probably the best overseer you can have. But we definitely want to be working on development. I don't want to see any labor wasted. Labor wasted. Masamune's unit is still not encircling this castle. Can we get going with that, please?
Surround them! We will join you! Live on! Don't throw your life away!
See, because they'll get food resupplied as soon as they take these cities. Takibana clan was eliminated. That's a shame. Genshio is one of the funner characters in the Kowai imagining of things. I do tend to send troops pretty far. I wish this game had wood oxen.
I've taken an enemy officer.
And when I say taken, I mean taken. Alright, so those guys will get resupplied with food and can move to basically finish off the Nanbu. Meanwhile, you guys have driven this clan back to Hokkaido. But all of you guys are going to get crushed pretty soon. 5 days left. Yikes. It would really be nice if this castle hurry up and surrendered. But hurry up and surrender. But okay. Okay, now you've all got a unit out of supplies, but you've all got your food resupplied, so you should all... What? Just trying desperately to multi-select. It was not working. So they can start marching that way to finish off the Nanbu. Although I guess this city of the Nanbu is still left too. Provisions are really out. I mean, I'm sorry. It's the game we play. I mean, if you want to say that like that he's cruel because he's sending them out there with the idea that they need to take their objectives in order to plunder those cities for food, I guess you could say that. It's not really a plan. It's just kind of how it happens when you're really trying to advance quickly. That guy's falling ill. This guy is not getting any better. Is the power of the scheme retreat? Oh, so close to taking over that city. 10,000 and 8,000. They're both really close to falling. We actually made more than we spent for a change. Alliance of the Maida clan has run its course. Maida are still not considered an enemy base. We have new places that we need to assign officers to. They are a little too... It's actually probably time, unless I want to march out of here soon. It's going to be time to move some of those officers. Because I'm going to want them... ready to come... Yeah, some of those guys, I want to get them, even if Falger is not, even if he's not personally watching the LP, I eventually want to get his, some of these created officers need to be up here on the front line when we start our next round of action up there. You'll get help coming back soon, Yoshiaki. Chillax. She's a merchant of Sakai is visiting
you want.
at Alice's restaurant.
Ask for anything you want. Thank you for your patronage.
Always developing. Conscripts up in these places? I think so. Probably get conscripts going up in here. This will probably turn into crops as well. That one might take a while, though. Didn't really notice. I just built with the guy who wasn't the overseer and didn't really check to see how long that was going to make it take. You will begin right away. You're damn right you will. Sorry. Vaguely threatening my characters here. As always, moving towards cargo men if there's nothing else specifically called for. Just because I like to help my conscript zones. This one can kind of do it at once. It's not connected to anything. This town is never really going to be that great, is it? But I could make a foundry available, even if it will never actually happen. Yeah, that, I didn't get the message saying, hey, you shouldn't build here, it'll never develop. But, boy. Doesn't seem like it would, that place is never going to have a castle facility, who am I kidding? So just build whatever, makes the most sense, and it would be probably either blacksmith or tea out. Well, rice dealer, population increases quickly. I don't know what all that affects other than growth, and the place can't grow that big. This will go to 705, and this would make it go to 705, but it would make them better at, we've already maxed our innovation. This would make these guys better at storm, which is very unlikely to come up, but our innovation's already maxed. I guess the difference is we get tea retreat out of this eventually. And we are getting to the point now where it's eventually I'm going to need to let the computer make some of the decisions about these things because it'll just be so much to manage. But we're not there yet. So same deal here. Town Fair would help out with this might be a good one for rice dealer though, actually. How much does that really do for your... It's like 9. That's... We can gain no more advantage in deals than this. That place does not have the person in charge that it should have in charge, though. Oh, Eventide Fate was given the orders there. I guess I need to be looking for people who are terrible overseers. And seeing if we do switch. Because sometimes people become overseers based on... Oh, I was looking at intelligence, not pull. Now you should be. There's a few other places where... Yeah, that only had one guy available. I definitely want high energy. I want high concentration on conscripts in these frontline cities with Tokugawa, obviously. Matter of fact, everybody concentrate on conscripts. Couldn't give gold to some of the bases. Not a good time to be selling food either.
Ask for anything you want. Ask for anything
We're so
you want.
close to... The problem is we're about to have a bunch of units run out of food. So I think I need to just not use all my labor this turn, as painful as it is. Because we're about to take these cities, and then they'll be allowed to resupply. I'll have no one throw their lives away anymore. So once they reform... Because these guys are all out of food now, too. That castle is holding out because it's like their last castle. But now... Oh god, Masamune's unit is... So Masamune's unit didn't resupply. So they just didn't have enough left. Let's decide what to do with the captives. We'll try to hire them. That gave us more food. Problem is, I'd like to finish off the Nanbu, which means these guys need to get more food when they finish. He has no intention. Hopefully that'll give them enough to resupply. Because we've got like no money. Or no food in reserve. We're about to get our harvest. It's fine. It's a matter of whether we'll be able to finish off the Nanbu or if they're going to have one, like, irritate me and have one city left. These jerks just won't surrender. It's their last castle. Just finishing off the Nanbu so we only have these two little forces left would feel really good.
Let us show them how we do battle.
Meanwhile, you are a created officer, so I should probably actually pay attention to your battle here.
We will join you.
Oh, they've got us outnumbered.
Advance!
Acknowledged.
This could get tricky.
Leave it to me.
I hope I've got better stats than they do.
Follow my lead. Run if you want.
So we've lowered their defense, greatly increased our defense. Now let's close for melee.
Take them down.
But they're backing off.
I'll end it with this.
Understood.
Follow my lead.
Follow my lead.
Yeah, that's a lot more like it.
Survive our onslaught. How humiliating.
Well, we're gonna win down here because we used our tactics and got aggressive. But now to actually surround that castle will be difficult. And you guys just refuse to surrender, which is making my life difficult. Good news is that when we win this battle, this castle's only got 1,000 hit points, so it will be easy to take. The issue is going to be now I've got really high-end officers, including Masamune himself, hanging out here. I need to get him. I mean, I could keep him up here to help finish with the conquest of this zone, but I don't know. It's not going as well as I'd hoped it would. This battle in particular is really taking longer than I would have liked. Our prayers went unanswered. Let's leave bases far away from our main castle to their lords. Ah,
Your
crap.
orders? Reporting in.
It's only a matter of time, but it's really taking forever for that place to fall.
Reporting in.
Seafood and other resources. We can expand the town. So that base is out of range. Doesn't look like I can bring it in easily either. It's going to be pain in the butt. I'd have to go all the way up here. Which would mean I'd take that one base in my control and lose 15 more. So that's just going to be a thing for a while, I guess. Really wish I knew how long it was going to take to conquer Hiyama, because when we do, those forces will resupply, and at the end of this month we'll get like new food anyway. So, yeah. Well, whatever. At the end of the day, we've got a whole lot more domestic stuff we have to do on the next turn. This one's already not under our control. This province is supposed to be attacking Masanori Fukushima and ain't doing it. And I don't know how I can change that other than manually taking over. We get a lot of good officers out of it, I think. But it's time to call it a video. So, just curious who we would actually get for taking over that zone. We get Masanori himself. Toyotomi retainer. During the Battle of Sekigahara, he sided with the Eastern Army. He later lost his land and titles after rebuilding his castle without permission. Stat-wise, he's a great warrior. And he's always portrayed in the Samurai Warriors games as this kind of bizarre parody of a high school Japanese gangster thug. Otherwise, you've just got... It's just a clan, like you would get. You don't have a lot of really, really incredibly gifted officers here. Hanbei's there. A lot of ex-Toyotomi guys. But, I mean, you would just get... Look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. What I'm saying is you get like well over a dozen officers if we took that place over. And officers are pretty valuable. I mean, if nothing else, you feed officers into these computer-controlled districts, and it actually gives them the ability to assign officers to every city, so each one has an overseer to help it develop. Like, if nothing else, we're going to need that kind of thing if we ever want to catch up with the Ieyasu. So I'm doing a little mini... session here. We can see we're gold wise, income wise, we're in a strong second place. Harvest wise, we're actually ahead. Like, we're getting to a point, and building these cities building those extra cities I think might be helping. We're getting to a point where our income is starting to become similar to Ieyasu's income. Soldier-wise, we're just not there. And it'll be an incredibly bloody time of it, trying to get caught up. One thing we haven't done yet is We never went in and activated the.
Let us enact a
No, we do
policy.
have Dragoon Corps going. So that might be something that will help us against Ieyasu, because I don't know if Ieyasu is doing Dragoon Corps. Let's see, they're doing... no, they're not doing Dragoon Corps. I don't think they are. I don't see Dragoon Corps. I don't see it. I'm trying to think if it would show up. We have it under any Dragoon Corps. Oh, but these are just ones they could get. They're not even checked. But it says they have... Oh, they have 0 policies right now. Yeah, so actually, theoretically, our troops would be able to handle themselves against the Tokugawa because they don't have Dragoon Corps going, and we do. But they still got us outnumbered 2-1. The fact that our income's almost as good as theirs and our food is better would mean that we would be able to go toe to toe with them for a while. But yeah, eventually we'd have to have a series of bloodbaths where we held our own or did significantly better than them before we would ever be able to take any territory and hold it. Anyway, all that'll be fun to think about in future videos as we continue to mull over. Hey, did we build up our own territory like crazy? Do we ally with clans like the Mori and the Maeda and the Chosokabe? Or do we just try to take over the Mori and the Maeda and the Chosokabe and wait until we hold most of Japan and then just try to take over Kyoto so we can declare a peace, like betray Tokugawa just long enough to take over Kyoto and declare ourselves shogun and then say, hey, gotcha. Time to give in, buddy. All this might happen after Ieyasu is personally dead and Hidetada has taken over. And honestly, I would be willing to roleplay that Masamune was loyal to Tokugawa Ieyasu, but then that was as far as he was willing to go with it. He's like, nah, I'm not going to take care of your idiot son. Anyway, catch you guys next time.